All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So this is Oak Bluffs, Massachusetts, Martha's Vineyard. Now, there is no fatigue here. All right, there's no black fatigue here. There's only beauty. There's only families. There's only professionals. There are only doctors. There are only lawyers. There are only professors. There are only accountants. There are only finance people. That's what you find down here. Families enjoying themselves. Listen, Oak Bluffs has been a haven of black wealth in this country for 100 years, and I love it so very much. My wife is here. We love it. In fact, I'll be going back home today, but then we'll be back, God willing, in a week to actually enjoy ourselves, because we will be spending a week here through 4th of July. It's going to be beautiful. But you know what? If you know how to act, come on down to Oak Bluffs. We'd love to have, at least I would, love to have people coming down seeing this. This is beautiful. You know what? A lot of times in the media, we get inundated with negativity regarding black people. Well, come on down to Oak Bluffs and see what's going on down here. But remember, you got to come down here. You got to know how to act. But I love it. Black wealth, elite black wealth. But you know what? What we don't do is look down on everybody else. What we do is help everybody else, because we want more to come down here. Anyways, continue to follow me. I am a professor, a teacher, and a financial coach, bringing financial education to the urban community and beyond. See you soon.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a beautiful Sunday. So, I've been telling you I was going to do, and I've talked about Oak Bluffs before, but I've been receiving so many comments and emails. I said, let me reiterate. Let me go ahead and start with the roll call. How you doing, Baldwin Birds? Meow. Greg, how you doing, dear? My girls, Tina, hello. My girl said, ban the hood rats and the hooligans. Boom. Good. Yeah, so remember, my girls, maybe I was asleep, maybe I missed it. My girls and Tina, Greg, has anyone seen any reels about the professional black people who are doing well, who aren't out here robbing, essaying, carjacking, drug using, fill in the blank? As I told you, there are so many content creators here on YouTube, Twitter, especially. Right, Tina, off abandoning. Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying you don't see in the reels, you don't see any of these people. My girls, type in the comment section, who are the people, the Black Americans that we see in the reels, on the news? Type it in the comment section. It seems that I have forgotten. Okay. So people get upset. Now, when this man made this statement, of course, some people, that demographic, inside the demographic, of course, they were upset. Dorian said, no rap music. Boom. So the Democrat Party would have you to believe, all Black people need help, need government assistance. That is clearly not true. You have whole enclaves, Black Americans that are doing well, but you don't, these are the people that you don't see. My girls, the Goonies and the Buffoonies, yes, they're going to be calling him all kinds of Uncle Toms. Tina, you know they did, and they called him some other names as well that I'm not at liberty to say here on YouTube. The music, right, Dorian? And so I wanted to share this with you. So Oak Bluffs, if you remember, there was a collection being released by Ralph Lauren on Oak Bluffs, because a lot of people don't know about this wealthy Black community in Martha's Vineyard that's been there over 100 years. I mean, generations and generations of Black Americans. So I said, let me share this. Sometimes people, oh, all you do is show uh Black people doing bad things, and you know how it goes, folks. I'm like, no, that's not me. Go check out the Hodge twins. They don't have anything. Everything they have is negative in reference to Black Americans. But I told you I was going to do a video, and I can do several videos on this, but I wanted to do this today because I told you that I would. And how many of you are familiar with this community? Now, I did a video on Oak Bluffs, because Ralph Lauren again was releasing an Oak Bluff collection, and there was an outcry. Oh, they look down on other Black Americans, and just all kinds of negative connotations were associated with that. So I wanted to share this with you, and I'll share some more. I'll let a little bit more of this play, and I'll share this in the comment section as well.
Depending on how you perceive what he's saying, in your circumstances now, if you're just narrow-minded, you will take this to offense, like people did in the comments, like people who made videos. So we're gonna react to it. But that word fatigue seems to be the problem with a lot of people. And no.
So these Black Americans in Martha's Vineyard who are very wealthy, they have Black fatigue as well. And he didn't tell, that demographic inside the demographic that they could not come to Oaks Bluff. But he just told them, if you do come, you have to know how to act. And they took all kinds of offense. And that's what started the name calling. And of course, they were doing the name calling because I didn't see anything wrong with what he said.
How to act when coming somewhere that is, of class, of nice, in what's wealth. People can perceive what he said, and he says, know how to act. And he says, we don't look down on people. We want to bring people up because we want more people to come here. Me personally, right? And all of this stuff is opinionated. It's not Bible. Certain stuff that he ain't saying no scripture. He ain't saying nothing about it. It's just where you at. It's opinions, right? I have an appetite for places like this. That places that's nice. It's no quarrel. It's no itty bitty arguments and drama. We can communicate and fix a problem if it is something that's going on. Not saying it's super perfect because I've never been, but I'm in LA. It's a difference from places where you need to act accordingly. And
yes, my girls, they wonder why nobody wants to be around them. My girls, even other Black people, no one. Again, I don't want to be around anyone with that, type of mentality, dress any kind of way, act any kind of way, causing problems. Black or white, the uncivilized gives us all a bad rep. That's a good point, Greg. Yeah, I don't want to be around anyone, regardless of race or nationality, that does not know how to act. Those are facts.
There's places where it's not so pushed like that. Like Beverly Hills. It's a certain way you act over there, or the police there immediately. It's just what it is. You may not be, you make it get away with a little bit more. On Vermont 51st. You know what I mean? You might be able to get, in South Central and watch. You may be able to get away with a little bit more. In Malibu, it's a certain way and we're gonna react to certain people's, opinion about it. You know, me personally, I appreciate and have an appetite for places like this, where you come, you act accordingly, you act.
And I agree with this young man. You know, you don't hear about people shooting, stabbing, shoplifting. You don't hear about those types of behaviors in Oak Bluff, there at Martha's Vineyard. So yeah, that sounds like a decent place. I wouldn't mind visiting.
Nice. In every place, everywhere you go, it's a certain way you act, or you out of line. Even in the hood, you act a certain way, you out of line. It's a certain way you move everywhere. It's just here. This is what there's. Come act right, act nice. Who don't want to go somewhere where you can, you know, it's a character thing.
And let me just say this. So
Now she's wearing a bonnet, so let's see what she's saying. The bonnet brigade strikes again.
there's this video going around about this black gentleman who's talking about Oak Bluffs or whatever, and he's saying, you know, this is where this is where black wealth is. You'll find your doctors, your lawyers, your finance bros here. There's only black wealth. There's no black fatigue, and I have a problem with that. And
of course she does.
It's not because I can't afford to be there. I mean, whatever. But as a black person, using the term black fatigue just only reinforces white rhetoric. Okay.
That is not reinforcing white rhetoric. That is fact, though. That is a truth. No one wants to be around ghetto activities. No one with more than 2 brain cells. I better say that.
Okay. And I just felt like that was unnecessary in getting your point across using the word fatigue. Because as we see other people of other races using the word fatigue, you know what they're trying to say, you know what they mean by that, and it's nothing positive. It's very nasty. And
well, if you don't like it, ma'am, change your behavior. Stop with the ghetto activities. As I told you, there are some content creators that's here on YouTube, and I know they're making a lot of money off of it. They don't show anything. I need to look that channel up. He shows all these videos that some I share with you, black people at Walmart or wherever fighting, being arrested, just every negative stereotype that you can think of. He has nothing positive that a black person has done. It's all negative, but that's how he makes his living, I guess. How you doing, Ollie?
Again,
I understand, but the mass majority of people that use the N-word is black people, and the N-word wasn't given on some good. It wasn't given good either. The N-word that everybody liked, my nigga, what's up, nigga, what's up, man? That fatigue word is just describing a certain way black people act. I understand that. Trust me. That's why I said that fatigue word, it can get you. Like, I don't like that. You know, be people. Me personally, I don't mind. It's certain words that don't bother me because I know my character. When you get off the internet and get out of media and really live in real life, you don't worry about things media is saying. Mm-mm. The things the people saying, you wouldn't even know what people think about you if you weren't on the internet. If you know how to act in real life and you court a way of living, your spirit, you trying to become a person who you ain't worried about words that's made by on the people. But if we're talking about words that you shouldn't say the N-word. No one should say the N-word. No black person that get offended by the word fatigue and how black people act should say the N-word because the origin of the N-word is not good. It describes a certain type of black person. So we should just stop saying certain things that's been described to us that describes black people as bad is not.
Yeah, and go check her playlist. I'm sure she has all those rap songs with that are inundated with the N-word. So yeah, there's that.
I hear, period. That be my thing. I understand why below it's offensive, but his point in the video was saying Oak Bluffs is a beautiful place. It's been like that for 100 years. People enjoy themselves. It's a town full of doctors, full of people, accountants, finances. You know, he said we don't look down upon people. You can come, just act right. That's all.
He just said you have to act right, and they lost their ever-loving minds. So this young lady is not the only person who was upset. There were plenty others, because that video was really out there.
You know, no one there that is courting that type of that coral. I can see if he say black people, period. We don't need y'all. He said fatigue. It could be white fatigue. It could be. It's like act right. That's all. Just act right. But
I just don't think any black person should be using any term coined by white people. Okay.
yeah. So I know she don't say the N-word then.
Yeah.
I know people she know better not say the N-word. How she say word.
And of course, we know that they do, and she doesn't say a word. It's fine.
Coined by white people. Your whole family, you better check everybody in your family if they ever use the N-word around you. Just saying, we can't pick and choose which word that was given to a certain community by white people, given to us by white people, quote unquote, and we cool with certain things, and we allow other people to say it because it's cool. So when you mad at fatigue, you better be mad at the. Come on, man.
That's right.
And I just think it's so weird for black people who make money to be always constantly degrading black people who don't make money.
They're not degrading the fact that they don't make money. They're talking about their ghetto activities. So she's not understanding. There is a difference. It's the behaviors. All right. So I don't know of any black Americans, and I told you I'm surrounded by black Americans that are doing well here where I live in Fort Bragg. Obviously, with Fort Bragg and Pope Air Force Base, people in the military, they have very nice, wealthy lifestyles. So, and I've never heard them say anything bad about, how you doing, Libby? Poor black Americans. And again, it's just behavior. How you doing? All right. So she's not making the distinction. So I had to.
And one thing about it, just because you have money does not mean you have class. Those two things are not synonymous to each other, period. Okay. There could be the richest of richest folks. They be loud, low down and dirty. But then the poor people who have more class than those with the money. I mean, you can't buy class. You can't. And I just think this conversation is weird. And I also think that the conversation is opening up visibility to Oak Bluffs as a whole. I mean, realistically, if you can't afford to be somewhere, you likely don't even know it exists. So if the people you're talking about can't even get there, if there had been no issues up until this point, why are we even talking about it? Why did you fix your lips to call out other black people when it wasn't necessary?
And in your opinion, it was not. But this is America, and he's freedom of speech, ma'am. And I'm glad he just said the quiet part out loud, which many other black Americans are saying the same thing. No one wants to be around shenanigans. My girls, her ignorance is unreal. They are so stupid. They believe be respectful and act like they have good sense is racist. Exactly, my girls. That's why they're in the mental gutter they're in now. Exactly. You try to tell people to do the right thing. That's not a white thing. That is a human thing, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know where he's calling out other black people. It just sounded like he was promoting Oak Bluffs. Me and my wife loves coming here. We finna leave. We finna come back. Just act right. It's a place that people that look just like us, we all go. We all have nice money. We all get nice things.
And they're not out here bashing poor black people. Again, they're probably just like we are, my girls. They don't, get involved or want to be around people who are involved in ghetto activities, especially the crime. Oh my goodness. No.
Promoting a place that you can come with your family. We just act a certain way here. I got people I wouldn't invite in my family if I was going somewhere. Yeah. I know me. It ain't that I ain't cool. I like character, good character. He wasn't down talking. He just said act right. You know, this is a place the nice people come. We get money. We spend our money on nice things. That's all he said. He ain't saying if you can't, or oh yeah, if you can't make it here, you're terrible. If you can't come here, yeah, you just. I can see if he was talking like that. He just promoting Oak Bluffs.
How you doing, Sister Lanita? Hello, family. 70 years ago, my parents annually went to a place called Geneva on the lake that was and still is a nice vacation spot. It is a small town that many in the ghetto class still think is uppity. Yeah, because I'm sure, Lanita, they don't have people playing loud rap music, scantily clad, smoking marijuana, and all the other things. Yeah, no one wants to be around that nonsense.
From what I seen, I didn't hear no. And then he goes to say, we're not tearing people down. We want to bring people up so you can come too. Just act right. Know how to act. Like, I mean, that's why I said a lot of people can hear something and they can perceive what he's saying based on their environment. Like, and it offends them. It can be offensive to people.
And we all know people, that demographic inside the demographic is offended by everything, ashamed of nothing, and offended by everything.
They act right. Don't bring all that up over here. Oh, that's offensive. That's offensive to people. What you mean? What you mean act right? What you mean?
Yeah. Tell me what you think about the video we're watching. My girls, to her, barbecue is a class. Oh my God, my girls.
If you know how to act, come on down to Oak Bluffs, okay? That's what he said. And he said what he said and he meant it. And I must agree. But some of y'all got so offended saying he could have said that better.
Right. And again, that demographic inside the demographic, you already know you cannot please them. They are offended by everything. So people are going to find something to say. We know that.
You ain't have to say it like that. And I'm confused because what is your problem with an adult telling another adult, hey, this is a luxurious place. This is a high-end place. And if you know how to act, wink, wink, come on down. Because certain actions and behaviors are going to be unacceptable here. And so I'm like, for you to be so offended, like, baby, you clearly don't know how to act sometimes. And you're so triggered by somebody addressing the fact that you don't know how to act sometimes because you feel like you should be able to act how you want to act wherever you go, that you're going to say something here. That man said, this is a beautiful place with beautiful Black people, beautiful, wealthy, elite Black people.
And as we said, Tina said, act like you got some sense. Yes. And Tina, we talk about it all the time on here. Tina also said morals, priorities, and respect. That's the only kind of people I'm around. Tina, hey, you got it. I don't want to be around shenanigans. No. And so this is what we talk about. And I told you we were going to, and we'll probably do some more videos on this. Now, we know that the liberal media, they don't show Oak Bluffs and all of the other Black enclaves. The liberal media, social media, all they show are the people, the demographic inside the demographic, from the Bonnet Brigade, right, and the EBT crowd. So for Black Americans who continue to vote for Democrats, this is how they portray you to the world and to other Americans. My girl said they can't act like what they don't have. My girls, please behave.
He said, each one teach one. We don't put anyone down.
Exactly.
Again, wink, wink, come through.
Exactly. That's my thing. The second lady where we just reacted to just completely twisted the words up like he was just down talking to people. He even said, we don't bring people down. We bring people up. Come on through if you can act right. And one thing I do agree with the last clip, she said something like, I listen to people, I eat the fish without the bones. She said, just because you have money don't mean you have class. That's true. That's true. Just because you have a certain amount of access financially does not mean you know how to act. That's true.
Livy Boy, the liberal media just shows the inner city blacks. Now, who do you think is racist, liberals or right wing? Livy, that's what I'm saying. And you know, they push nothing but the victim mentality. Well, look at all the Black Americans that are doing well. They make it without government assistance. We never see these people, right? We don't.
So if that is true, then he is talking about behavior. Because we know that. We know just because you have a lot of money don't mean that. We see celebrities all the time who have abundance of access financially and they cannot act. We know that. So he's talking about character. You have the access, come on down, but act right. We don't do certain things here.
That's right.
And that's everywhere. You don't go to certain places.
Good point, T. Lawrence. You've been here. They show Black Americans as criminals, thugs, carjackers, any negative stereotype that you can think of. T. Lawrence, and the mainstream media portrays illegals as saints. Boom. Those are nothing but facts. How you doing, Old Town? Old Town said it took me a long time to realize that constructive criticism isn't negative criticism. Yeah, Old Town, people can't tell the difference between the two, and that's a problem. It's an opportunity to learn, improve, and grow. It helped me mature from a boy into a man. I'm grateful for that. Old Town, thank you for dropping that knowledge.
Act how you want to, even places where Black people are not accepted. There's nothing we can do about it. You ain't gonna be Black here, bye, or we gonna handle it. That's just how it is in the world. Stuff is just like that. So him saying we got a nice place for Black people, we got boom, 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 and there was I'm telling you, man, it's a character thing. It's a character, but she said something. I agree with the just because you have money do not mean you know. I just feel she twisted the words up. Not this clip. We watched the clip before, you know, but. Everybody, and one thing about this, someone's going to disagree with me.
Okay.
And it's fine. Yep. People disagree with Jesus, the Almighty God. So who am I? It's just, you know, this is what, you know, we human beings being, you know.
Meet some people, network, learn, get some opportunities, but oh no, you're offended.
Oh man. Yeah, y'all. I seen a lot like this is I mean, I don't see what's wrong with what he said. You know what I mean? Me personally, I can see if he was downplaying or down talking to saying, if you're not here, you're terrible. If you're not here, this is an ad, or if you're not here, we're better than everybody.
And he never said any of that. But there was a firestorm all over social media because of what he said.
Or I'm better than people. Because you got people who ain't even got as much money to get there, think they better than somebody based on their street credit. Based on who they are in the streets, they down talk people who ain't where they are. You a square if you ain't gangster. Mm-hmm. It's like that everywhere. It's a certain way you're supposed to act in every place that is pushed. So it's just like that, bro. Like, that's why I don't understand. It always had me think, like, why do people get so offended about things like that? Like, in this place, you're supposed to act like this because that's what the intent was in this area. In this place, the intent was here. So it's just how it is. You know, certain people don't like the choral. Some people don't like certain people coming and talking, doing certain things and moving and acting a certain way.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I get certain terms could be offensive, of course. You know, terms is certain things you say, be like, oh, I don't like that. You know, I would encourage people to remove that, you know, like.
Wakanda Lisa says, no bonnets allowed at Martha's. And you know, I have to give Wakanda, you know, if you go up there with do-rags and bonnets, they will run you out. Good point, Wakanda.
Don't be so offended by words. I done been called the N-word by a white person who was mad, boo, boo, boo. And I said, you need the Lord. Just go pray, baby. You'll be all right. No, seriously,
Who cares?
I can see why I can offend somebody, but me, I thank God for that type of spirit. I don't trip. It's words. I know who I am. I know what my character is. You calling me something, trying to offend me, I'm praying for you because you're trying to use something to make me feel bad and make me...
Libby boy, no sagging pants. Yes. Oh my God.
For living. So terms and stuff, you know, I like to look back and see, okay, what is it? The point of do video was we have a nice place for people like us who have made it and succeeded. I don't know his story. I don't know if he came up in poverty. I don't know if he came from wealth. I don't know what it is, but he's saying there's a place where you can afford. Come pull up. It's a bunch of people who look just like you. We have a great time.
You know, in a nice place. And we know during the Jim Crow era here in America, Black Americans had to form their own communities and clubs and things because they were not in the South, you know, Jim Crow. But then the North wasn't much better. You had de facto segregation. They didn't have the signs up, but you still knew you couldn't go. So, you know, that it is what it is. Hit that like button for me, please, folks. We have 27 watching, only 19 have hit the like button. All right, let's continue.
Just act accordingly. Act right. That's it. And then he says, we are not tearing you down. I want to build you up so you can be able to come. Paraphrasing, but that's what he was saying.
That's what he said.
And it was people tripping. It was people saying you know.
I get what he was trying to say. Don't bring no wine and hood over here. But it was very unnecessary considering how much it costs to get to Oaks Bluff, to get to Martha's Vineyard, even if you don't have a house there. And most of the time you need to have a house there or know people who have a house there because the hotels during peak season, and I'm guessing you're talking about August, is like $400, $500 a night, right?
So that in itself is going to keep out the EBT crowd and the bonnet brigade, right? We know that.
Depending on what ferry they take, if they take it from Hyannis or they take it from Falmouth, okay? It's like Falmouth is cheaper, but still to get there is expensive. And then to do what? To eat a lobster roll? Where are people going? Yes, there are events, but are they paying for them? Y'all need to, like, guys like this, and also the girlies that get on here, like, if you want to meet a rich husband somewhere, you need to go sit at the King or the St. Regis bar. You need to go to the Polo Lounge. You need to go. Guys, this is just a way that luxury gets you to spend money you don't need to spend to do whatever do to luxuriate with people you think are like affluent or to simply make money. Because I think he's also speaking from the vantage point of you should go there to network, which is like, no, like you should go to an event maybe that's worth your time. But I wouldn't say you should go to an island that's hard to get to, that doesn't even have accommodations that even your middle class person can access unless they fall for this. Okay.
Hey, and that's a good thing. Hey, price keeps the bonnet brigade and the EBT crowd out. So that's why they don't have the problems that they have there in Oak Bluff. That's why.
If you want to network with like business people, go to a conference. Okay. There's conferences at, hotels all the time. Just look them up online. Go.
Libby. Libby said, ma'am, Martha's Vineyard is not a place for drop it like it's hot music. No, it's not. You go up there playing rap music, they're going to have you carted off. Good point. Tina, you can't make demons act right. These people have a spirit on them. Tina, we've been talking about that recently, and I firmly believe I will not change. That's the demon spirit of rebellion. It's awful. How you doing, CJ?
To like conferences at universities, I would say.
I like her setup though. I like her setup. I like the mic and the headphones. They give like a different tone to her videos. You know what I mean? But my thing is this: once again, if you can afford it, go enjoy yourself. All I picked up from that video is there's a place where it looks like me, places that look like me and you. We're some black people. We out here. We having a good time. We got some finance people. We got people
and they have people there ready to help people. So they were not looking down on impoverished Black Americans. He was saying, hey, we'll show you how we made it. You're dealing with nothing but Black professionals there. So what's the problem? So anyway, that was, yeah. The man said nothing wrong. He did not. He did not. All right. All right. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I'm going to, I have a short clip because a lot of people don't know, and Black Americans have been going there for over 100 years. Lanita, when people that are haters have little or no class or social skills, they always want to make you be ratchet like them. They know you top grade and they are chopped liver. Lanita, boom. It's the difference in the way you're raised. Yes, Tina. So, oh yeah. Did anyone hear what happened to Roly Poly? Before I have a, hold on. Let me show you the next Martha's Vineyard video, and then, let me ungroup this. Tell me what your thoughts are. Okay, here we go. Da, da, da. Okay. I'll play this because a lot of people don't know. And like I said, this is just Martha's Vineyard, but there are many other enclaves where Black Americans are doing well, and they do not have those hood activities, and they're like us. They don't want to be bothered with that type of nonsense, and I don't blame them. Life is too short.
They picture ocean views, sprawling beach homes, politicians, celebrities, and old money. A summer playground for the wealthy on a quiet New England island where some of America's most powerful people disappear for a few weeks every year. But what many people don't realize is that tucked inside this elite vacation destination is one of the most important and enduring stories of Black wealth, ownership, and community in America. Long before diversity retreats and luxury travel became buzzwords, before Black luxury became an Instagram aesthetic, Black families were building something here. Generations of doctors, lawyers, professors, educators, business owners, civil rights leaders, and Black professionals who, during segregation, created a space where they could simply rest, own property, build relationships, and experience joy. For more than a century, Martha's Vineyard, especially the town of Oak Bluffs, has quietly become an iconic gathering place for Black excellence. But how exactly did a small island off the coast of Massachusetts become a haven for Black wealth? And why have generations of Black families returned year after year, decade after decade? This is the story of Martha's Vineyard, and how a beach town became a blueprint for belonging, ownership, and Black legacy. But before we dive in, welcome back to Official Black Wall Street.
What kind of said Rolanda?
Stories shaping our communities. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on new content. And if you're interested in buying Black, head to obws.com or click the
CJ. I have to give CJ a truth bomb. CJ said, just don't be an illegal and step on Martha Vineyard soil because they'll bust you out of there. Hey, CJ, boom. So the Democrats were dumping all the illegals into poor Black communities, right? And telling them, hey, deal with it. When that bus went to CJ, remember I did a video on that. When that bus went to Martha's Vineyard, shoot, they didn't even let the people get off the bus. The bus drove up. They're like, oh no. They turned that bus around and bust them right back out of there. Oh my God. Tina, I don't do drama. I got family members that I won't be with. Tina, me too. I don't, family doesn't matter. Now, if you're a family member that brings drama, I won't deal with you either. I don't care. I'm not doing it. Oh my God. CJ, you remembered. You were here, I think, when I did that video. Because you know the Obamas, they bought some property up there too. And you know, they were supporting all this illegal immigration until they did not support it. All right. Until they didn't. That bus pulled up. They turned them around real quick. Democrats say, do as I say, but don't do as I do. And you are right. I'll never forget that, because we were at that time, CJ, remember, most of the videos I was doing was on the illegal immigrant situation, because Jim Crow Joe Biden and the Curry Queen were still in office, and they were just flooding this country. Oh my God. What an awful time. All right, here we go.
Link in our description box where you can shop the best in Black-owned products. Before Black wealth, there was exclusion. To understand why Martha's Vineyard matters.
Greg, and they were only, yeah. So listen to this, and we talked about this, about the Jim Crow period here in America. Lonita, I always have fond memories of childhood vacationing at Geneva on the Lake here in Ohio. Simple summer fun, fireworks at night, sitting on the beach, riding bikes and swimming. The food was tasty too. Okay, Lonita, thank you for that info.
You first have to understand what travel looked like for Black Americans in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Segregation shaped nearly everything. Hotels denied entry. Restaurants refused service. Entire towns could feel unsafe. Even affluent Black Americans often found themselves excluded from the leisure spaces white families enjoyed freely. Vacations weren't simply about relaxation. They required strategy. Where could you stay? Who would welcome you? What?
And remember, I did a video, oh my God, it's probably been 4 years ago, on the Green Book. Black Americans had to use the Green Book to find places they could eat, places they could get gas and use the bathroom, places they could stay in hotels.
Places were actually safe. That question shaped Black travel culture for generations. And yet, despite these barriers, Black families still search for spaces to gather, places to rest, places to celebrate, places to simply exist without explanation. That search helped lay the foundation for what Martha's Vineyard would eventually become. By the late 19th century, the island had already become a summer destination for affluent white vacationers. But unlike many elite resort communities, Oak Bluffs proved somewhat more accessible and socially flexible. And gradually, Black visitors began arriving. At first, they came as guests. Then they stayed longer. Then something bigger happened. They bought homes, built traditions, and slowly transformed Oak Bluffs into something uniquely their own. The birth of a Black summer community. Many historians trace one of the most important moments in Martha's Vineyard Black history back to a place called Shearer Cottage. Founded in 1912 by Charles and Henrietta Shearer, the inn became one of the first Black-owned lodging establishments on Martha's Vineyard. And during segregation, that mattered enormously. Because for many Black travelers, especially middle-class professionals, finding safe, welcoming accommodations wasn't guaranteed. Shearer Cottage became both lodging and community. Its guest list reportedly included some of the most influential Black figures in American history. Guests reportedly included Madame C.J. Walker, one of America's first self-made women millionaires, actor, scholar, and activist Paul Robeson, singer and actress Ethel Waters, opera star Lillian Avanti, composer Harry T. Burleigh, attorney and athlete William H. Lewis, one of the first Black assistant U.S. attorneys general, Congressman Adam Clayton Powell Jr., and according to historical accounts, even Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This wasn't simply a vacation inn, it was a cultural institution. Think about what that meant in the Jim Crow era. Children grew up seeing Black doctors, judges, professors, and entrepreneurs relaxing beside them at the beach, during an era when exclusion was still law in much of America. And that visibility mattered, because sometimes success feels possible simply because you can see it. The inkwell and the power of place.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Children need to see successful people in their lives, right? We said that if your child, if see people, their mom laying around, no job, they're not going to be motivated. People learn, to do what their parents do. So, yeah. So what do you think about this, folks? Type your comments in the comment section.
If you know anything about Black Martha's Vineyard, you've probably heard of Inkwell Beach. The name itself carries history. Although historians debate its exact origins, many believe nearby white residents use the term the Inkwell pejoratively to describe beaches frequented by Black visitors, referencing the skin color of beachgoers. But something remarkable happened. Over time, Black residents and vacationers reclaimed the space. What began as insult and exclusion became ownership. And today, Inkwell Beach is one of the island's most iconic gathering places. For generations, families have returned there summer after summer. That continuity is part of what makes Martha's Vineyard different. For many families, owning property on Martha's Vineyard became a symbol of achievement, the kind passed through generations, and a summer tradition children inherit. A hub for Black professionals.
And how many of you just don't swim anywhere behind Obama's home? Swim at your own risk. CJ. Yeah, you better stay away from that place. Yeah. CJ, I'm going to have to put you in the corner. You've been around my girls too long. And it's showing.
By the mid-20th century, Oak Bluffs had become deeply associated with Black middle and upper middle class professional life, especially among Black educators, HBCU graduates, attorneys, doctors, and public servants. Black fraternities and sororities gathered there. Families introduced their children to future business partners, mentors, and lifelong friends.
So the parents, again, it's about networking. CJ is showing. Yes, he is, Lanita. I'm going to have to put him in the corner. So again, these parents, like the man said, you can come, but you have to know how to act. They don't want their children around people that are coming up there twerking, walking with their pants hanging off their rear end, scantily clad, playing loud ghetto rap music. That's not going to work.
In many ways, Martha's Vineyard became something quietly powerful, a relationship ecosystem, a place where professional networks blended with leisure, where children met successful adults who looked like them. Introductions became internships. Professional relationships deepened over cookouts, beaches, porches, and backyard conversations. Social capital expanded naturally. You could call it networking, but honestly, it was bigger than that. It was cultural inheritance. The aesthetic of Black Martha's Vineyard has often been described as understated. The cottagers and the power of Black women homeowners. Another major piece of this story is the Cottagers, Incorporated, founded in 1956. The Cottagers is an organization of African-American women homeowners on Martha's Vineyard, but calling it a homeowners group barely scratches the surface. The organization became a civic and philanthropic institution rooted in preservation, service, and Black women's leadership. Since 1968, the group has owned Cottagers Corner in Oak Bluffs, now part of the island's African-American Heritage Trail. Members have organized charitable work, educational programming, scholarships, and cultural preservation efforts that help sustain the island's Black legacy. And perhaps most famously, the Cottagers host an annual house tour, allowing visitors to explore historic and contemporary homes while raising money for community causes. That matters because it reinforces something deeper. Black homeownership on Martha's Vineyard was never just about status. It was about stewardship, responsibility, legacy, and community investment. The Obamas, cultural legacy, and national attention.
Yeah, as CJ said, just be careful not to swim over that way. How you doing, Maga? Everyone, sorry we're late. That's okay, Maga. Maga, I told you I was going to do a video about the Black Americans who are not being held back and oppressed due to white supremacy and systemic racism. You never see, we stated this, and you've been here for several videos, Maga, I'm sure you were here. The liberal media never shows, this is not what they show the world. All we see is Pookie and Ray Ray and Bonquisha committing crimes, shoplifting, carjacking, unaliving. Why don't they ever show Black professionals? Maga just got here and she's acting up. Maga said, what a dump. You can tell they are oppressed. Right, CJ? Oh my God. Woo.
Over time, Martha's Vineyard gained national visibility thanks to high-profile visitors. Most notably, President Barack Obama and his family helped introduce a wider audience to the island through their summer vacations. But the truth is, Black Martha's Vineyard existed long before presidential headlines, long before social media.
Those of you just joining us, this Oak Bluff community at Martha's Vineyard has been around over 100 years. Thank you, Tina. Black Americans in Martha's Vineyard should be an inspiration for all blacks. Yes, we're not oppressed. And you've heard me say, don't come to me talking about white supremacy and systemic racism. Zelly, how you doing? If you have work ethic and want to, I mean, you can make it. So, hey, is America perfect? No, it's not. But you have to keep striving. Remember how the tribal culture went after the young black boys that started wearing quarter zip sweaters? This is the same slavery mindset attacking that wealthy video. Oh, yeah, my girls. Yeah.
And long before black luxury became a trending phrase, writer Dorothy West, one of the last surviving figures of the Harlem Renaissance, spent decades in Oak Bluffs. Her home now sits on the African American Heritage Trail. Congressman Adam Clayton Powell Jr. maintained ties to the island through the Powell family cottage, known as the Bunny Cottage, and the Vineyard had already spent generations attracting educators, judges, ministers, executives, artists, physicians, attorneys, and cultural leaders. In other words, celebrity attention did not make Black Martha's Vineyard important. It simply revealed what families had already known: the annual rhythm of Black Martha's Vineyard. And that legacy continues today. Each August, the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, founded in 2002 by...
Yeah, and I'll just stop it there. But yeah, why don't they show this? Everything we see is every negative stereotype you can think of, right? So that's my issue. And we look at some of the videos here, of course, where everything you see with Black Americans is negative. Now, again, I could do videos from now until the rapture. This isn't the only wealthy Black enclave. So this is just one that I wanted to share with you. Okay. And let me see. What else did I want to share with you? So yeah, that man made that statement and people just lost their minds. And because we're Black and they want us to accept ghetto activities, and we're not doing it. All I knew about Martha's Vineyard was they made wine. So this is an honest question. Is there a white side of Martha's Vineyard? Does it segregate? Or I don't know. There was a Black Martha's Vineyard. So Oak Bluff is a community there on Martha's Vineyard. And during segregation, obviously Black Americans could not go, just anywhere they wanted to go. So they built a community there, and to this day, they're still there. A lot of history. They've been there over 100 years. I'm learning a lot and confused. Why do I think wine when I think Martha's Vineyard? I say let everyone go there. Nothing but Democrats living up there in Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, CJ, we know. Left leaning, we know that. Joe, no. The Black community, the Black elites is what you really call them. Black professionals have been there over 100 years. This is what these race hustlers want to bring back: segregation. Alex, I firmly believe that they are as well. I do. Yes, Zelly. Yeah, they're left leaning. Yeah. All right. So I shared a couple of videos with you. Now, I wanted to share, let me see. Okay. So yeah, there are lots of Black enclaves. And that's just one that I wanted to share with you. Okay. Let me see what else I wanted to share. So what are your thoughts? Why don't the Democrats who rule the media, why don't they show, communities where Black Americans are doing well? Someone answer that question for me, please. Why is it always the hood, the negative, the bonnet brigade, the EBT crowd? Yeah, Alex, she's pretty bad. People need to be worried about what they're good enough for. Jesus. Yeah, that's true. Um, that's a good point, Marga. Big ham bone. Oh, okay. Okay. Uh I got you started, and now I'm gonna have to show you. I mentioned something at the beginning of this broadcast, and I didn't go any further. And my girls is just licking her chops. So let me pull this up. Hey, I'm glad you have not heard of it. So, and this is all alleged. Alleged. Here we go. All right. So this is what's going on now. It's absolutely insane that I just received stills. So she has a video, stills from a video, allegedly showing Roland Martin inside a woman's home, not his wife, laid out on her bed, appearing to be pegged. The fact that cameras are set up in the room, the fact that he allegedly sent her pictures of himself in a G-string, this is only the beginning. I wish I could unsee this. So anyway, Tasha K says she reached out to his team, and this is all alleged. She said she's seen the video. So this woman that he was with, wait a minute, let me see. Yeah, that was all she had on there. So that's all I have on that. That's what's going on with Roly Poly. So if you don't know what this means, so how can I say this? He was with a woman, but the woman was pretending to be a man. Does that make sense? Tell Al Sharpton that Obama has an opening for a ship. CJ, no. Does everyone understand what's being said here? They have to keep the stereotypes and hatred going in order to keep their low voter base in line. Yeah. My girls, it was a real woman, but, and how can I explain this? It was a real woman, but some men who like other men want a woman to do certain things to them. Does that make sense? Marga knows what's going on. Marga knows what I'm talking about. Marga said, just read Marga's statement. She was using something, Marga. It wasn't fingers. Wakanda, I looked at that clip the other day, 2 days ago. It's ma'am, that tall trans whatever was in that gas station, and Marga, explain it to them, please. Because I don't want to say it here. Let me see if I can. For those of you who know about Chud, where is it? Hold on. Remember Chud? I don't think I ever did a video on Chud. And remember, this black lady came out and said, no, Chud doesn't, he's not a racist. And she came out and told what she used to do to Chud. So, because Chud used to look like, Chud was gay at one time. Roly poly and a G-string would blind a normal person's eyes. Does everyone understand what we're saying? He is a gross freak. I remember when he got caught on live on that laptop. Lanita, I did that video. He was on. Okay, you got my girls. You got it. Okay. Yes, Wakanda. Yes. Now, Maga explained it. He wanted to be Don Lemon for the day, and she wanted to be a basic white liberal man. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Maga, you're going to the corner again. Yeah. So it was a real woman. So I guess he didn't want to, Roly Poly didn't want to be with a gay man because, well, so anyway, yeah, this is all alleged. But Tasha K says she saw the video. So that's one video I do not want to see. So I think this is her talking about it. Hold on. And then we're done.
It's going down in real time with Roland Martin. So my management team used to work with him. They was like, well, do you really need to tell him? I said, yeah, he needs to know that this is coming out. And they called him and he didn't deny. We just got word back. He said that he's aware of it. The videos are somewhat old and he's being extorted. Okay, girl. I'm waiting on his lawyer to call me because I want to know what we're going to discuss. Because we are going to discuss Roland Martin on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, we are discussing it all. The girl, the woman, the wife. A lot of y'all don't even know he's married. If Roland want to come and answer these questions, absolutely we can have Roland Martin on. We can. And then he's probably going to do an interview and then go play victim like how Amanda Seales is playing victim. Like she didn't know who Tasha K was.
Oh, God. CJ, Roland might have been getting assistance to remove a gerbil.
Girl, bye.
Woo! Oh, my God. Yeah, so the same thing that Chud the Builder. Does anyone know about Chud the truth about Chud the Builder? He was out here like he was a racist, and then this black woman came up and told the truth.
Showing up for Anna's show and then go home, okay?
Let me see if I looked at that. Anyone know? So he was out here like he was this racist. He was out here saying horrible things to black people. I think he's still in jail. How you doing, Kill? Not Roland. Kill, you weren't here. I did a video. He was doing a live stream, and what popped up, he was on Twitter, and a black man walking by. You can see butt cheeks. So Maga bent over Martin went a So yeah, so it was a real woman, but it's what this real woman was going to do to him. Yes, Lanita. Yeah. Anyone know about the story with Chud the Builder? The same thing. CJ, yeah. I don't want you to throw up your your lunch. I bet you can't guess who I was in the classroom. Manga, you weren't the teacher's pet? Oh my God. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, this black woman who Chud, she and Chud, the Builder used to live together. And when everyone was going out saying, oh, because he was out here calling people the N-word and monkeys and all this other stuff. And then this black woman came out and said, no, he's not racist. And then she told the truth. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you this right here. So he changed up his whole identity. Good evening, Kiel. I hadn't seen you in a while. Let me show this to you so you can understand. Because this Roland Martin thing is the same thing as this Chud the Builder thing. So I'm gonna have to show you. So if you're not sure, you will be when I'm done. Let me see. Okay. All right. Can everyone see this right here? Yeah. So this black lady who said she was a lesbian, she did things that Chud. Yeah, let me show you where's the exact video that I watched. Can everyone see this right here? Chud likes chicks. Everyone see that? CJ, I'm still traumatized from that video. Manga, you don't know who Chud the Builder. He was going around calling black people N-words and everything. And then when they would try to fight him or something, he would threaten, take his gun out, threaten to shoot them, pepper spray them, all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm surprised you didn't know. So Chud came out as this white supremacist, and then this black lady was like, no, he's not racist. She said, we used to live together and I used to do certain things to him, if you know what I mean. Yeah, here she is right here. Because she saw Chud and she was talking to him, and you know, they used to live together. So he came out like he was this racist, and she was like, no, he's playing the game. He's not racist. And he's facing 60 years in prison. I know that. Oh my goodness. Let me show you. I'll show you the short. But I looked at yes, Lanita, the black woman who he used to do things to him that he wanted her to. So you see this right here. Black woman says she used to do this to Chud. So in other words, let me tell you, she used to pretend to be a man to Chud. Now she's not trans woman. She's a woman. Yeah. And this was the woman right here. Here it is. This is the one I looked at.
Attention knee pain sufferers.
Yeah. I never did a video on this because it was just too much. But yeah, this is the black woman right here. And this is the black woman. She said, Chud is not a racist. Chud loves black women and black women love Chud. But you know, he came out like he was a racist. We'll call her Bob. Greg. I wouldn't even give that dude Jenny's number. I know. 8675309. Jenny, who can I run to? 8675309. Marshmallow, Chud, he was out in front of the courthouse, and he would walk up to black people and start calling them the N-word and monkeys and all of the negative stereotypes. So this black man got into a fight. Chud took out his you know what and accidentally shot himself, and he shot the black man. So he's still in jail. But yeah, if you look at this video, she exposed it, and she's like, no, he's not a racist. And then when she walked up to him on the street, she said, Chud, what are you doing? She ratted him out. His girl got tired of his weirdo, but yeah, because they used to live together. My girls, you didn't know this. My girls, I'm surprised you guys didn't know this. Yeah, he was going around. He said he was a racist, and oh my God, Lanita knows. Marsha Miller said, oh dang. Yeah, so this is Chud, and this right here is the black woman that used to do things to him that he wanted her to do. Did you see the legal gunner who saved people at an internet? Yeah, Marga. Yeah, that case is, yeah, I did. So I'll play a little bit of this for you, but if you want, I'll add this video to the description box.
I'm going to follow up my video that I uploaded earlier about Chud shooting himself with this video. Now, this is very complex. It's got a lot of layers to it. And I looked at everybody that covered it, and they didn't do a good job. So leave it up to your girl to basically break down everything, because a lot of you all have no idea who this guy is, why we should care, and why Black people are somewhat obsessed with him. I never really wanted to talk about Chud the Builder because he thrives off of controversy. But this is a loser who likes to basically provoke Black people by calling them the N-word with the hard R. And he likes to pick fights. But
this is what this guy, you guys never heard of Chud the Builder. This is what he was doing. He would just walk up to Black people, start calling them the N-word. And then when they would try to fight him or attack him, he would take his gun and threaten to shoot them. So that's what he was doing. And then this black woman right here came out and told the truth about they live together. And she, even though he's a man and she's a woman, she pretended to be a man, if you know what I mean, for him.
He always makes sure.
And if you look at earlier pictures of him, you could tell he was gay. The way he was wearing his hair. So then he changed it up, started wearing a cowboy hat and this big mustache and acting like he was a redneck or something. And that's not who he is.
Or that he's open carries. And it looks like he's going to be losing that gun right real soon. So if you lose your Second Amendment, you can't sit up here and call Black people the N-word. And I just learned today that Tennessee has a fighting words clause, just like they do in Georgia. So it looks like Chud's going to be in some legal problems. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let me go ahead and explain the story and then tell you how messed up this is.
So listen, I just tried to give you a brief synopsis of the case. She's going to explain it. Yes, Lanita, he was wearing a dress, makeup. He's gay. That's why when he came out wearing a cowboy hat and acting like he was a cowboy, we were like, wait a minute, what?
And it's typical for men like this. So while Chud was live streaming, him and his cameraman, this woman named Lily Venus, she pulled over because she recognized him, and she got out of the car and she began to talk to him, and they had a friendly back and forth conversation.
So you know he's not racist. She recognized him, got out of the car, and they're just there talking. So it was just a whole act.
The whole thing went viral because she admitted that those two used to hang out a lot, and they used to smoke a lot of the wacky weed. And she also said, which basically triggered a lot of Black people, which is not hard to do. Sorry, not sorry. She said, "No, Chud's not racist. He loves Black women. Okay, I love Chud." And that's her experience. So you guys can't sit up here and get mad at her because she didn't have that experience that you all are having. Okay, understand that everybody has a different experience with other people. Okay, so that went viral, and so the race.
I'm surprised you all. I mean, Lanita knows about this case, but this was viral. I'm surprised that you all did not hear about this.
Fans began to attack Lily on her Instagram.
So Black Americans were upset, and I don't know if she shut her Instagram down, but they were attacking her. How dare you say that this guy is not racist? She was telling people what her experience with him was. And she knew him intimately because she pretended she's a real woman, but she pretended to be a man, and he acted like the girlfriend in the relationship. Lanita said the bad wacky weed made him do it. A woman doing a man's job on a man. Where's the payoff? Greg. Oh, that's a good one. Greg, let me know in the comment section if you were familiar with this case.
And therefore, she made the following videos in response.
What's up, y'all? Lily Venus here, live in the...
This is Lily Venus. Okay, so she's going to tell the truth.
Flesh, and that was Chud the Builder. And I personally talked to him today. And guess what? That wasn't my first time talking with him. So Chud used to be Dalton. I mean, he told me out his own mouth today, he's always Dalton. He's always been Dalton. He's just...
So his name is really Dalton. He changed his name to just Chud the Builder. I must have been sleeping when this happened because didn't hear anything. CJ, it was all over social media. How did you miss this? Oh my God. Oh.
A Chud now. He used to be my... And I used to feed him. I used to live at 1523 Nolan Road. Look the address up. They're called the Grayson Apartments today.
Yeah, she got online. She told her whole story, told where she lived, everything.
Clarksville. Back in 2015, 2016, he would come over with some of his friends. He would serve meat. He would cook for him. We used to throw parties. Like, he was not racist. In fact, we used to literally rock out to the Dirty Sprite 2 album. So seeing him like this has me like, what the... So I went and I asked him what was going on. And he said, it's a social experiment, basically, to push freedom of speech. I explained to him, people do not have emotional intelligence like that. You can't just say whatever and think people will not react. His response was, their reactions are not his problem. So to my fellow people of color, I'm asking you to keep your reactions to a minimum. I don't understand where he's going with this. I only know my personal truth.
So they attacked her, and she was just trying to tell them, this guy is not racist. You know, we did da-da-da-da-da-da-da. How you doing, Lisa? Must have been doing college football. Oh, okay, CJ.
Not only was he my friend and my dope dealer, he helped me.
So he was also her drug dealer. So yeah, there's that.
On my stomach back in 2022. This was just 4 years ago, people. I literally asked him to teach me about the carnivore diet, and he did that. And I have screenshots, and I'm about to drop them. I don't know who this Chud guy is, but that's not my Dalton. That is not the homie. That's not the guy that used to stuff his face with my home cooked meals. That's, I don't know, but I tried to get understanding today, and I think I'm left more confused.
Okay, so she uploaded that video thinking that everyone was going to understand, but it just made everybody hate her even more.
So Army Brat, you're just coming in. So this is Chud the Builder. I don't know if you know who he is. He's incarcerated at this point. He was going around pretending to, well, saying he was racist. He didn't like black people. He was walking up to black people, calling black people N-word, monkeys, all this stuff. And so she was going down a street one day and she saw him. So she jumped out because they used to live together and they had an intimate relationship together. Maga said, how could he write? And they were intimate. So if you're a racist, right. So, but at one point, that's when he was gay. You have to see the pictures of how he used to dress. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
I personally just didn't care. This is not my cup of tea, but the black community began to jump on her in reference to her whitewashing Chud the Builder.
And she was just telling her truth of her relationship with Chud the Builder. And she was like, this man's not racist. We did da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So there you go.
Maybe I shouldn't use whitewashing. Her trying to pretend that he's not racist and that he's just doing this as a social experiment. And they were just basically accusing her of being a C in their favorite word, and then calling her a divester, even though she's a lesbian. I'm going to explain all that in a minute, okay? And just a whole lot of mess. And so that made her more angry because she has the black community jumping down her throat. And then she has the racist white supporters of Chud clowning her.
Now, may I say this? When she came out with this truth, because they did a GoFundMe for him when he was arrested. And then when the pictures came out with him, you know, dressed like a woman, and they found out he was gay, they were like, I don't know.
Her jumping down her throat, calling her all kind of racial epithets, and basically embarrassing her in front of everybody, giving confirmation to black people that this is what you get for defending a racist. So let's look at her follow-up video to that.
What do you know? I got some more tea on Chud the Builder, and y'all aren't going to believe this. Almost 100K on his GoFund. What happened?
So he started a GoFundMe, and he did get about 100,000. So then she came out and just started telling everything.
Y'all, it's your girl, Lily Venus, and I am live in the flesh with an update on Chud the Builder. Do y'all like my cowboy hat? What are you going to say? I'm defending him because I got a cowboy hat on, stupid. Anyway, sorry. That was to all the idiots yesterday on my show. But if you are new here, yes, I did personally talk to Chud the Builder, and he was nice to me. And
look, everyone read Lanita's comment. That's exactly what it was, because she's a real woman, and he's a real man. Yeah, Tina. Oh, yeah.
And of course he was nice to me because I knew him before he was Chud. Literally, not just me. There are several people that are now coming clean that, hey, we used to kick it with this guy. But guess what? Dalton has passed away. Moment of silence for Dalton. He has passed away. Dalton has been dead for a while now. We are not looking at Dalton. The body is Dalton, but the spirit is Chud. And guess what? You want to know what I found out? Your favorite politicians, your local doctors, and your local lawyers are sponsoring him, which is why, once again, I told you guys, don't chip out. Don't react, because this is all a psyop. First of all, look at the name, Chud the Builder. If you know anything about Freemasonry, I don't even need to say anymore. Like, it's a psyop. It's a psyop to push the New World Order, Agenda 2030, to incite a race war. So every time y'all do something, you're helping them. You're helping them push their agenda a little bit further. And the reason why he's now acting out against his own people, white people, is because he needs to become so nationally known that when somebody does take him out, and if it's one of us, there's your race war. But y'all are so stuck on me telling y'all to not react and coming at me for looking sleepy after I worked a 22-hour shift, telling me I need to be because I'm asking you to not react to this bullshit. But yeah, go ahead and react while you do it, please. That's just going to inspire our politicians and doctors and lawyers to give him more money. Don't believe me? Look at the GoFund and research all the names that gave him money.
Okay, so she uploaded that video thinking that it was.
So his real name is Dalton Etherly. All right, so this is how he used to look. Okay, just keep watching.
It's gonna blow over, thinking that everybody was gonna understand where she's coming from, and no, it just made everything 10 times worse. But then Dalton, aka Chud the Builder, reacted to the controversy, and he said, "Yeah, man, yeah, I used to have sex with black women. She was one of them. I used to like allow her in my trailer," and he begins to lie on his ding-a-ling about her, and that made.
So when the white supremacists asked him about, oh, you used to be with black women, he didn't tell them the truth. All right. Yes, Juanita, he didn't tell them, yes, they were together, but he's a man biologically. She's a woman biologically. She pretended to be the man in the relationship.
Her angry. So what did she do? She made a response video putting all of his business, and I mean all of his dirty, nasty, stinking business out on the internet streets. So before I play this video, it's important for me to let you understand what type of woman Lily Venus is, because some people are calling her a trans woman, thinking that she's a biological man that transitioned to a woman.
And as I told you, she is a real woman. How you doing, Dee? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. I finished my first topic, and then people were asking questions. So I said, I thought everyone knew about Chud the Builder. So that we're on a second story now.
Woman. And some people are saying that she's a lesbian who just uses a strap-on. Actually, no. Let me explain what Lily Venus is. Lily Venus is a biological woman who's also a lesbian. However, she went to the doctor to get surgery on her bottom to get a ding-a-ling. So the doctor botched it up, and so she's raising money to get it redone. So reconstruction surgery.
Yeah, this story is twisted. It has so many twists and turns. Yeah.
Needs to be done down there because she wanted to have an actual quote unquote real ding-a-ling sausage and use it on men and women, and therefore call herself a trans woman. So she wanted, and I know it sounds crazy. I know.
D, yeah. Are you aware of the Chud the Builder story? That's what this is. Okay, Lanita, she's a super freak. She's super freaking, yeah. Rick James, R.I.P. D, it is. This is a twisted story.
But she wants to label herself. So when people say she's a trans woman, that is what she identifies as, even though she's a biological woman. So real quick, she's a biological woman who's literally a lesbian who pegs men and women for money. However, a doctor botched her bottom, actually botched her coochie by trying to turn her coochie into a actual ding-a-ling. The surgery was not successful because
now she has a GoFundMe so they can go back and make it right, I guess. Oh my God. MAGA. Yeah, this is a wild story. I'm surprised this was all over the news. I'm surprised you guys didn't hear about this one.
She got infections and it's causing all kinds of health complications. So since she can't use that the doctor tried to turn her clitoris into, she has to use a strap-on. There, that should all make sense. And now that you know what you're dealing with, when she talks, you should be all caught up and you should follow the conversation without being confused.
What's up, y'all? Lily Venus here, pretty with a big dick. It's literally in my bio. I'm only bringing this up because Chud the Builder's cameraman put our conversation on Broadway on YouTube. Now, millions of people know what I look like fresh off work. Fucking great. But in the caption, it said that Black woman who used to smoke mid and get raw dogged by Chud the Builder. Well, he's not lying. I already told y'all we used to smoke. He used to sell me weed. And we did raw dog. A lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret that I Perform prostate massages, if you will, for men. I've been doing it for a very long time now. Most of my clientele is white men. We sign NDA agreements. I talk about me pegging all the time, but I never tell you names.
My girls, it sounds like a dark-seated soap opera. My girls, it is crazy. I'm surprised you all don't know about this. Lanita, the shirt she's wearing tells it all. Demonic. Yeah, you know she has a demon. CJ, yeah.
Because discretion is key, confidentiality is why my client list is so long. But Chud mentioned it first. I think that he said
when this came out, that's when the white supremacists that were supporting him, they said, "Oh no." When the truth came out, they said no.
It the way he said it, because the white supremacists were probably like, ew, you used to hang out with a black girl, shame on you. So he had to make it sound good. But see, here's the thing. I'm an egregore too. Lily Venus, hi. Hail the great mother. So I am all about enlightenment, controversy, occultism, witchcraft, and of course, love. So me talking about this
MAGA, transgenderism is of the devil. If you look at the satanic beast, it has the head of an animal, the chest of a woman, and the bottom half of a man. MAGA, yeah, these people are demon possessed. They are.
This is what my brand is about. Let's expose it, bro. So yes, pretty big with a big. I have not Dalton since like 2015. He was a little chubbier then. His cheeks used to clap in such like the cutest way. Now Chud, he doesn't even have a little chubby butt no more, so I probably wouldn't him again. But I'm wondering, did you bring that up because you want to spin the block?
And you see, she's trying to raise a GoFundMe $10,000 so she can get reconstruction surgery because they botched it the first time. Oh my God! You can't tell me these people have more than 2 brain cells. Who would imagine people wanting these surgeries, right, Army? Why are we giving her 15 minutes more? Yeah. These people are demon possessed.
Now, when I first met him, he was a virgin, and I'm having a hunch that he probably hasn't been since me and my ex-wife.
All right, that's enough for her. But yeah, you asked, and that's why I didn't do a video, but on this was just a wild story. But if you want to know, those of you that came in, Chud the Builder was out here pretending, saying he was racist, and he was, walking up to black people. So as you can see, he totally reinvented himself. If you look at some of his other pictures, he looked like a woman. They need Jesus, holy oil, and drink the blessed water. Yeah. Make insane asylums great again. Boom. You know it. So that's what that case. We didn't need to see any more of that, but that's what. Yeah, that case. Woo. So he's still incarcerated. There is an alleged document that talks about how to destroy us. Transgenderism is a part. Yeah, that's not of God. That's of the evil one. That's not. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Let me go ahead and make this public. All right. So who has a question? I hope that was clear for you because I thought everyone knew. But yeah, you type in Chud the Builder and everything will come up. You see, can everyone see right here? He was dressed as a little fairy. He's dressed like a woman. So all these people are sick. I have my cursor right over. So if you go look at some of his pictures, he's dressed up like a woman. Satanic communist agenda, yeah. And here he is supposedly being a racist streamer, and he's here having fun with these black girls. Yeah. So that's what's going on. And then Charlton White was talking about how he loved Chud the Builder. So whatever. I think so. He's a little bit kooky too. Yeah, so he's still in jail. So if you look, you type his name in, everything will pop up. So now pretty much his support is gone. The people who were sending money to his GoFundMe, they said nope. When all the truth came out on him, they said, no, we're not doing that anymore. So we're pretty much done. Let me show you shorts. Okay. I think I'm in the right place. I am. Okay. So let me show you here. Boom. Shorts. Okay. The book, Conspirators Hierarchy, the story of the Committee of 300. Okay, yeah, I'm glad that I just... Army, if you go back to the beginning where we're actually talking about Oak Bluff, a Black community on Martha's Vineyard, because the liberal media, the social media, they only show Black Americans robbing, shoplifting, carjacking, unaliving people, but they never show, they want, because they're always talking about we're all oppressed and we're all struggling, we're all in the projects, we're all poor, and that's just not the truth. Bob the Builder, yeah. Well, he's getting his secret wishes coming true in jail now. Yeah, he's in the right place now, Lanita. All right, so I just released this. Can everyone see it? So folks, go ahead, check out my shorts. On the right side of the short, there's a little heart. Hit that. That is the like button. Leave a comment. I'm trying to respond to them all, but which video took off? This video took off and this one took off, and I'm still trying to respond. I didn't realize with this one, how old were you in 1977? People are dropping their age and what they were doing, and so I have been busy trying to respond to them all. He asked for the slippery. Oh wow, my God. Yeah. So if you're so racist, come on. So I guess that was just a spiel. I guess he just wanted notoriety. He wanted money. Now he's in jail. Sucks to be you. All right. We're done. And check out the shorts. Leave comments if you will. We're really growing. And I'll be live again on Friday unless something major happens, and then I may jump on. But yeah, I had a good time with you today. Roland's reviews. I'm headed to that new short when we're I just released. I just clicked on public view. So check out my new short. Everyone be safe. Have a great week. Yeah. Please be safe. Martian Mello, look, Martian Mello, I'm 25. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Martian Mello, 25, sweetie. That's it. I'm not aging anymore. 25. That's the magic number. Marsh, yeah, I can't. 25. When my students ask, I tell them the same thing. God bless all of you. Love you. Be safe. Be cognizant of your surroundings. I'm coming to talk to you right now in the comment section until YouTube, of course, ends the live stream. So have a good week. Be safe, and I hope to see you Friday.